If you grew up in Norway during the 1980s and 90s, your childhood was defined by specific toys and games. Some were uniquely Scandinavian. Others were global phenomena that swept through Norwegian playgrounds like wildfire. But all of them created memories that last a lifetime. This video is about 15 toys and games every Norwegian kid had in the 80s and 90s. Get ready for a trip down memory lane. Number 15. BRIO wooden trains. Before electronic toys took over, Swedish company BRIO dominated Norwegian playrooms. Those wooden train tracks with magnetic connectors were in almost every Norwegian home. Parents loved them because they were educational and durable. Kids loved them because building elaborate track systems was endlessly satisfying. The distinctive click of wooden trains connecting, the smooth feel of the beechwood. BRIO trains were passed down through generations, from older siblings to younger ones. Many Norwegian families still have their BRIO sets in attics, waiting for the next generation. BRIO has been making wooden toys since 1884, and in Scandinavia, they remain legendary. Number 14. The Game Boy. When Nintendo released the Game Boy in 1989, Norwegian childhoods changed forever. That gray brick with a green screen became the most desired object in Norway. If you had a Game Boy, you were the most popular kid in the schoolyard. Tetris came bundled with a console, and suddenly everyone was rotating blocks in their dreams. Super Mario Land, Pokemon Red and Blue, The Legend of Zelda. Norwegian kids spent hours hunched over that tiny screen, burning through batteries at an alarming rate. The Game Boy was the gateway to gaming for an entire generation. Number 13. Lego. Denmark gave the world Lego, and Norwegian kids embraced it completely. The name comes from the Danish words "leg godt," meaning play well. Norwegian bedrooms were filled with Lego bricks, Lego pirate ships, Lego castles, and Lego space stations. The pain of stepping on a Lego brick barefoot in the dark is a universal Norwegian childhood memory. But so is the satisfaction of completing a set or building something entirely from imagination. Lego taught Norwegian kids about patience, creativity, and the importance of following instructions, or ignoring instructions entirely and building whatever you wanted. Number 12. Tamagotchi. In 1996, a tiny egg-shaped device from Japan conquered Norwegian schools. The Tamagotchi was a digital pet that demanded constant attention. You had to feed it, clean up after it, play with it, and put it to sleep. If you neglected your Tamagotchi, it would die. Norwegian classrooms were filled with the beeping sounds of hungry digital pets. Teachers confiscated them by the dozens. Kids cried when their Tamagotchis died from neglect during school hours. The Tamagotchi taught Norwegian children about responsibility, attachment, and the crushing guilt of digital pet ownership. Over 80 million units sold worldwide. If you are enjoying this nostalgic journey, hit that subscribe button. We explore Norwegian memories every week. Number 11. Hugo the TV Troll. This one is uniquely Scandinavian. Hugo was a Danish interactive television game show that aired across Norway in the 1990s. Kids could call into the show and control a cartoon troll on screen using their telephone keypad. The excitement of getting through the phone lines, the pressure of playing live on television, the frustration of losing in front of everyone. Hugo became a phenomenon in over 40 countries, but in Scandinavia, it was a cultural institution. Norwegian kids also played the Hugo video games, extending the troll's adventures beyond television. Number 10. Pogs. In the early 1990s, small cardboard discs called Pogs swept through Norwegian schoolyards. Originally from Hawaii, Pogs became a global craze. Norwegian kids collected them, traded them, and played games where you tried to flip your opponent's Pogs by slamming a heavier metal disc on top of the stack. The winner kept the Pogs. Schools eventually banned them because the gambling aspect caused too many arguments. But for a few glorious years, your Pog collection determined your social status. The rarer the design, the higher your standing. Number 9. Darbie. In Scandinavia, BRIO held the distribution rights for Barbie starting in 1963. Sales exploded. Norwegian girls collected Barbie dolls, Barbie houses, Barbie cars, and countless accessories. The dream of the perfect Barbie wardrobe drove countless birthday wish lists. Barbie represented fashion, independence, and endless imaginative play. She was a doctor, an astronaut, a teacher, and a princess. Norwegian kids created elaborate storylines for their Barbies, building entire worlds of drama and adventure. Number 8. Slap bracelets. These were banned in Norwegian schools, which of course made them even more popular. Slap bracelets were flexible metal strips covered in fabric that would curl around your wrist when you slapped them. They were colorful, satisfying, and occasionally dangerous. Norwegian kids traded them, collected them in every color, and competed to see who had the most. The distinctive snap sound of slap bracelet wrapping around your wrist defined playground fashion in the late 80s and early 90s. Number 7. The Nintendo 64. When the Nintendo 64 launched in 1996, Norwegian living rooms became battlegrounds. GoldenEye multiplayer, Mario Kart 64, Super Mario 64, Super Smash Bros. The Nintendo 64 controller with strange three-pronged design became instantly familiar to Norwegian hands. Split-screen multiplayer meant friendships were tested and siblings became rivals. The Nintendo 64 sold over 30 million units worldwide and remains one of the most beloved consoles in gaming history. Number 6. Pokemon cards. Pokemon arrived in Norway like a tsunami. The trading card game launched in 1996, and Norwegian kids became obsessed. Holographic Charizard was the ultimate prize. Kids traded cards at school, memorized statistics, and spent all their pocket money on booster packs, hoping for rare pulls. Parents struggled to understand why their children cared so much about fictional creatures. But for Norwegian kids, Pokemon cards were currency, status symbols, and collector items all in one. Some of those rare cards are worth thousands of kroner today. Drop a comment below telling us which of these toys you had. We want to hear your memories. Number 5. Skip It. Skip It wrapped around your ankle like a plastic ball and chain. You swung it around with one leg and jumped over it with the other. The toy counted your jumps, turning exercise into competition. Norwegian kids competed to see who could skip the longest. The bruises on your ankles were badges of honor. Skip It turned playgrounds into skip competitions and gave Norwegian children a way to burn energy while having fun. Number 4. Transformers. Robots that transformed into vehicles captured the imagination of Norwegian boys throughout the 80s. Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron. The cartoon series drove demand for the toys, and Norwegian kids spent hours transforming their robots back and forth, creating epic battles between Autobots and Decepticons. The satisfaction of correctly transforming a complex transformer without breaking it was immense. These toys taught patience and spatial reasoning, and they spawned a franchise that continues today. Number 3. Super Soaker. Summer in Norway meant Super Soaker battles. Before the Super Soaker, water guns were weak plastic toys with limited range. The Super Soaker changed everything. Suddenly, you could drench your friends from 20 feet away with a powerful stream of water. Norwegian backyards became war zones every summer. Kids refilled from garden hoses and lakes, engaging in water warfare that lasted entire afternoons. The Super Soaker democratized water combat and made Norwegian summers unforgettable. Number 2. Furby. In 1998, Furby arrived and terrified parents everywhere. This electronic toy had blinking eyes, moving ears, and could supposedly learn to speak. Norwegian kids adored them. Norwegian parents found them unsettling, especially when they activated randomly in the middle of the night. Furbies developed cult status and became one of the most wanted Christmas toys of the late 90s. The idea of a toy that could learn and respond was revolutionary, even if the reality was mostly pre-programmed phrases. Number 1. PlayStation. The original Sony PlayStation launched in 1994 and marked the beginning of a new era in Norwegian gaming. CD-based games meant better graphics, longer experiences, and cinematic storytelling. Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Tekken, Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy. The PlayStation brought gaming into the mainstream and made it acceptable for teenagers and adults not just children. Norwegian living rooms echo with the startup sound of PlayStation, a sound that still triggers immediate nostalgia for millions of people. The PlayStation sold over 100 million units worldwide and established Sony as a gaming giant. These 15 toys and games share something important. They were not just objects, they were experiences, they were connections. They were the building blocks of childhood friendships and family memories. Norwegian kids who grew up with BRIO trains and Game Boys and Pokemon cards carry those experiences forever. The toys have changed. Screens dominate now, but the memories remain. Thank you for watching. If this video triggered childhood memories, hit the like button. Subscribe to Norway Nostalgia for more explorations of Norwegian culture and the past. And leave a comment sharing which toy from your childhood you miss the most. Ha det bra!